Welcome to the school committee meeting of Monday, December 9th, 2019. We'll start off with the acceptance of the minutes of the meeting November 25th, 2019.
Motion?
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to communication and audience, there's nothing under either. We'll go to Dr. Kron with superintendent's report.
Thank you. First, I want to thank the taxpayers of Rockland for voting on Saturday to support the construction of a new 760-student elementary school. It's a historic event, and I'm truly honored to be a part of it. And thank you to the members of the building committee for all of your work. Thank you to the school committee, to the Board of Selectmen, to the hundreds of people who worked hard to make it happen. Truly historic day, and makes a very strong statement about how the town of Rockland feels about education, and just thank you once again. A reminder that as it's getting cold, please make sure that your children are dressed for colder weather at the elementary and middle school, especially when they're outside playing. If anyone knows of a family who's in need of a jacket, if there are kids without jackets, we have help for that. So please contact either your principal, or you can contact me at Kron@rocklandschools.org, or you could call my office at 781-871-0541, and we will help. Again, it's getting colder. We want to make sure our kids are wearing jackets and gloves, and if anyone knows of a family who's in need of some help there, please let me know. I want to congratulate the Phelps family and the National Honor Society for sponsoring the second annual blood drive in memory of Ann Phelps. She was a beloved member of the Rockland community, and this blood drive is just one way that we can remember her. But thank you all for coming together, and thanks again to the National Honor Society for sponsoring that. I'm often asked by people, what do you do to teach high school kids about financial literacy? You know, we worry about our kids going into debt for college, but I worry about them being handed a credit card at age 18 as well. And I just want everyone to know that each year at Rockland High School, our students participate in something called the Credit for Life Fair. And the students talk about basic financial literacy. It happened this year on November 5th in the high school gym. Sophomores attend this fair with volunteers from various businesses, banks, and community organizations. We had more than 30 outside groups participating this year. The fair is designed to teach students about finances and skills regarding money management, skills that they will need as adults. Students are given a mock monthly income, and then they visit tables based on different topics, including insurance, transportation, savings and retirement, the cost of food, cell phone plans, and everything in between. So I just want the public to know that this is something that we do with our Rockland High School students each year, and I think it's a great activity, and it's a great opportunity for so many community businesses to be involved as well. Also want to remind folks that we have a holiday giving tree going on in the Library Media Center. And if anyone would like to donate a book, it's a great time to swing by and pick up a little tag and bring a book into the Library Media Center. And we would really appreciate that. I'm sure Ms. Kemp would appreciate that. And finally, please mark in your calendars. I'll remind you again of this, but on Thursday, January 16th, we'll be holding a vaping information session for parents. Vaping is something that we are taking a very close look at this year, and having a parent information session is one of the things that we've promised to do, and that will take place on January 16th. And that is all I have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Kron. Moving on to monthly reports for November, we have administrators, guidance, nurse, and pupil personnel services.
4 motions.
4 seconds.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Monthly newsletters for December from Eston, Jefferson Memorial Park, the middle school, and the Rockland High School. I just wanted to bring up our own very personal own top dog. Maddie Gear is here with us, and she made the top jog, so I thought that was exciting. So, nope, she's as red can be. I'm sorry. Moving on. We have building rentals for the month of November. And they don't look too bad, but I do believe with basketball now starting up after the
No,
school
yeah.
vote, they will be certainly busy, busy.
Great.
So, yep, that is good to keep those buildings full day and evening. Go into Curriculum Corner with the Rockland High School AP Research students with Mrs. Cahill. Come on up. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. Wait till my students get set. Good evening. My name's Carol Cahill. I teach the AP Research course at Rockland High School. I'm here tonight with some of my students to give an overview of this exciting new class. With me tonight are Melissa Almeida, Sean Belmonte, Annie Kelly, and Keely Naughton. AP Research, the second course in the AP Capstone Experience, allows students to deeply explore an academic topic, problem, issue, or idea of individual interest. Students design, plan, and implement a year-long investigation to address a research question. Through this inquiry, they further the skills they acquired in the AP seminar course by learning research methodology, employing ethical research practices, and accessing, analyzing, and synthesizing information.
One of the first things we learned in AP Research is the difference between little r research and big R research. Little r research is the more common research the everyday person does. For example, searching something up on the internet and calling it a day. Big R research is the research that we are doing. In big R research, you conduct your own investigation and add to a field of study, not just reporting back on existing information. Big R research involves a lot of time and focus. Reading multiple articles, annotating them, and contacting the authors for any questions. From reading these articles and gathering all your information, you get a greater understanding of whatever topic is at hand.
We used inspiration boards to help us identify our research questions. To create the inspiration boards, we gathered our thoughts together by placing pictures on a slide and writing an idea corresponding to each photograph. Upon creating the inspiration boards, we presented them and received feedback from each other about our ideas. This allowed us to visualize all of the many ideas spiraling through our heads as we began to think of a research topic. We also did gallery walks. The gallery walk entailed writing our preliminary research questions on large sheets of paper, which we then hung on the wall. Then as a class, we each spent time reading and critiquing the individual posters, which allowed us to receive feedback and modify our questions accordingly. Following this, we discussed as a class the outcome of the gallery walk and commented on the feedback we received.
Somehow in transition, my picture got flipped around. Sorry about that.
So, annotated bibliographies and evaluating source materials. As part of the process of reviewing existing literature on our topics, we create annotated bibliographies for each relevant research article we choose. These annotated bibliographies help narrow the focus of our research, summarize the information we read, and allow us to have one place where all of our articles can be organized when it comes time to create our final research papers. Additionally, while selecting our articles, we used a checklist to help us ensure the articles we chose were reliable and from reputable sources.
While conducting a thorough review of existing literature, we look for a gap that can be filled by new research. The gap can be topics we know little or nothing about, but they can also be applying pre-existing research method to a different environment.
Mind mapping allowed us to have the chance to write down exactly what we were thinking about within our final topics. Seeing each other's mind maps made it so that we could be inspired by each other's thought processes. When mind mapping, we were able to find both the big idea problems and sub-problems of our topics. Without the mind mapping, we would just have our thoughts in our head and wouldn't be thinking clearly about everything. While presenting to our class, Dr. Harrison showed us how to make professional surveys on sites such as Google Forms and SurveyMonkey. We then created fake practice surveys using Google Forms and distributed them to the class. After getting the results, we gave a presentation to discuss our data. These fake surveys helped us to understand the different types of presentations, questions, and figures we can create from the data.
On November 4th, Dr. Kron visited our classroom and recounted his doctoral research experience. He advised us to choose our methodology according to our gap and not the method that may seem the easiest. Ms. Cahill encouraged us to reach out to other expert advisors within the scope of our research, either to obtain a free copy of an article that helps our research or to seek advice in the research process. For example, our classmate Nicole reached out to Dr. Butler from Michigan State University, with whom she will be doing a Skype video call tomorrow to discuss her area of research.
As a part of the research process, we are required to write proposals for our projects. Once written, the proposals will be presented to an institutional review board, which has been created here at RHS. Our proposals will be submitted to the IRB and reviewed in the coming weeks so that our data collection can begin in January.
Beginning in January, we'll start conducting our research and collecting our data. Some of us will create and administer surveys, others will undertake interviews. Whatever the method, we'll be searching for the answers to our research questions and trying to fill that gap.
Once the data collection and analysis process is complete, our year-long inquiry will be complete on April 30th when we submit our 4,000 to 5,000 word research paper to the College Board.
Additionally, we will develop a 15 to 20 minute presentation and deliver it to an oral defense panel. In this presentation, we will defend our topic of inquiry and research question, our methods, and our results. A panel of teachers will ask us questions to which we will provide answers.
Students in AP Research do not take an exam. The grade assigned by the College Board on the paper and on the oral defense make up the student's exam grade. And with that, we'll take any questions you might have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What grade are you guys all in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior?
The rest are seniors.
The rest of you guys are seniors. All right. So I think Ms. Paulding caught me when I said this is amazing. I have a history degree. So as you can imagine, getting a history degree, there is a ton of paper writing, research, et cetera, et cetera. God, I wish this class was around 20 years ago when I was in this school, because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I'm watching you guys talk about it, and I'm looking at the slides, and this is amazing. Like, you guys have an opportunity with this class and this whole capstone program of it that a lot of kids don't have, and it's going to do nothing but prep you for bigger and better things when you get to college. Are you guys liking it? Like, is it, I'm imagining it's hard, but at the same time, it's like a fun challenge. And there seems to be a lot of collaboration. You guys aren't doing a great job of talking and defending your points and all that stuff.
They haven't started yet.
It
Give
doesn't
them a
matter.
chance.
Come on now, it's December. But no, I think it's great, and I think you guys are going to learn a lot from it. And I think the collaboration that you guys are getting when you're getting points from each other and talking about it and stuff is huge too, because life is not just me and my idea, it's me, my idea, and 75,000 other people picking at it. So I think it's great. I wish this class existed when I was in school. So.
Is this the textbook, Mrs. Cahill, that we approved over the summer?
Yes.
And you're finding that helpful?
We haven't gotten it yet, but I expect it any day.
Oh my goodness, you still don't have it.
No, it's on order, but we haven't received it yet.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's terrible. Sorry that you're still waiting for your book. I am impressed by all of this myself. I was not probably the best researcher, but I like that it sort of breaks it down and gives you a method so that you're not just aimlessly searching for things. It actually gives you almost like a recipe of what you should be doing. Do you guys like that too? Is this sort of how you think in yourself, or are you finding it difficult that this isn't what you normally do?
I think it's very helpful that there's like kind of an outline, and like as working as a class, we're able to better like develop what we need to do, and I think that's really helpful.
It gives you a guide to sort of
Yeah.
follow along, and so you can all go.
One thing I can add to that, because their paper and their presentation is their test grade, there's only so much advice I can give them. That's why so much of the class is based on peer review, reaching out to other expert advisors. I can guide them, but I can't say, maybe what you should do is this, or maybe what you should do is that, because it's their test grade, so they basically do everything on their own. So
Right.
How many are in the class, though?
I have 8 students this year.
Good.
And after the papers are submitted April 30th, our primary goal will be to go into some of the grade 9 and 10 classes and try and recruit for next.
Awesome.
Yes,
I
yeah.
assume that they use footnotes as far as when they're writing their paper to
Yep.
say where different information
Yes.
comes from. How far out do they reach for their research? I mean, do they go to, say, the Boston Public Library or places like that as well?
Somebody else want to? They don't want to hear me, they want to hear you.
Yeah, we made this year a Boston Public Library account. There's a database through the school, and I think through Rockland Public Library, and then there's also this thing called Google Scholar where you can search in for like peer-reviewed articles, so we use that a lot too.
Great. No, I think the experience at Boston Public Library is a great experience, and I think everyone should get there, because once you're there, I'm sure you don't feel it as overwhelming. It's helpful, and there's so much
We
there.
haven't actually been there, we've been using their online
Okay,
database.
oh, good.
Anybody in the
Everything's
Commonwealth
online.
can
Great.
use their online resources.
I assume Wikipedia is outlawed, because that's, I mean, now, do you guys all have your topics?
Yeah.
What are they?
What are they?
Melissa?
Mine is about vaccine hesitancy and improving communication between health professionals and the public regarding.
That's a big button issue.
I'm researching telemedicine within pediatric oncology, so looking at like twinning programs between developed countries and developing countries.
Okay.
I'm looking at electric vehicle adoption and how generational differences may impact people's views on whether or not to like go with alternative fuels and stuff like that.
Right. I'm sure that I shouldn't say what I think. Go ahead. You tell me. You come back in the spring.
I'm doing performance-enhancing drugs and how it affects like adolescent growth.
Awesome.
Some big
I
subject.
know, you
matter.
guys.
They're way smarter than me. I never would have done this when I was in high school. I'm as in awe of these students as you
Right,
guys are.
I have to say, that's very impressive. I'm proud of you all, too. This
Yes.
is Rockland High School right here in front of us, and look at all you're doing. I mean,
20 years ago, electric cars were Back to the Future movie. Like, there was no, and then, you know, PEDs, they've been around forever. I think we all watched the same, vintage 1979 steroid movie in health class, so it'd be good to see some new swing on that, too, so.
well, very impressive.
That's awesome.
And congratulations for having that insight to take this class and jump right in. So thank you for coming. You were brave.
Thank you for having us.
Moving on to old business. Fundraisers completed. Class of 2023, class T-shirt sales. They raised $656.85. The Eston Pack for Name Mac Circle raised $7,100. And the Rockland High School Cross Country team did a dining for a cause, and they raised $181.19. On to new business with the request of approvals for fundraisers. The Rockland High School is requesting from the band is requesting raffles, to do raffles January through March. The Robotics Club is requesting to do a 3D ornament sale now in the month of December. And the swim team is doing a Chipotle night in January. May I have 3 motions?
I assume, Doctor, you recommend these?
I do recommend them.
Okay, I make a motion
He's
then.
choking.
3 seconds.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I think it's pretty cool that the Robotics Club is going to be physically making the ornaments on the 3D printer
Right.
themselves
Yeah.
to sell. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
hey, not only, this is what you're helping us with,
Right.
you
And they're trying to replace outworn, damaged,
Yeah.
and missing robotics materials and expand the inventory, like they've
Yeah.
got their plans
I like
ahead.
it.
Thank you to the Foundation for Education for buying us that 3D printer.
See, it's full circle
Yep.
here. All right, so that's all on the regular agenda. Public service announcements, we'll finish. Addie Care, you ready?
I am. The high school has been very busy. We had a very successful Powder Puff game, Mr. Rockland. We had a pep rally, which was awesome, a spirit week. NHS also had a blood drive. It's a really good vibe because winter sports are starting to happen, so that's really exciting. And a bunch of seniors are starting to get college acceptances, which is just so awesome to hear about. We're all just like very happy for each other, and we're just really looking forward to break now.
Wait a minute.
That 3-week run of Thanksgiving to Christmas this year is like, everybody's like, all
Dreadful
right,
being
let's
a
go.
student. And what are you asking for Santa for?
Personally, I asked Santa for a Keurig for my dorm room.
Oh, way to think ahead. Okay, yeah.
Do we know where the dorm room is yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No acceptances yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, I was just going to say, not yet. Yet is the
They'll come
right
rolling
word.
in. I would just like to say a thank you and congratulations to Dan and Danielle Biggins for a great job leading the PAC. Also the school building committee and the school committee, and everyone here at the table tonight for everything that they did for the vote on Saturday. And that's it.
That's it. Mr. Phelps?
Well, kind of in the same vein, I've been doing this a long time. This is the cherry on top of the hot fudge sundae. This is anything that I am so proud to be a Rockland resident. I've been one all my life. This is one of my proudest moments. When you think of it, we're going to have 3 schools, basically, say 10 years old or under, with all the modern technology. This is the place to move to, Rockland, because of the educational system that we have set up over these years. I think of Jefferson. I mean, I'm old enough to remember Jefferson when it was almost new. I mean, 100-year-old is part of it. You know, it's unbelievable. I'm bursting with pride, and I thank you to the town of Rockland for accomplishing this great feat. It's wonderful. That's all I have.
That's a lot to have. I agree with you. Mr. Garofalo?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as everybody else. I've been a Rockland resident my whole life too. Not obviously as long as my esteemed colleague to the right of me, but to sit here and say that we accomplished getting a school passed is a huge deal when we have 2 schools that were in dire straits and in need of some love that could only come from a bulldozer. I'm proud of what this town accomplished. I don't care if it passed by 50 votes or if it passed by 1 vote. We got it passed, and now all we can do is look forward and get that baby built and get those kids in there and show the rest of the South Shore what this town really is. So that's what I got.
Okay. I'm going to lead off with all of you again and thank everyone that was at the polls, working for the polls from the town hall and all of the volunteers. Chris here behind the scenes as well was right with us, Dan and Danielle as well. Again, you said the building committee. 86 meetings, 1,600 hours, 175 people over 3 years worked to build that school. It's history in the making, and we will now have a campus, and I agree. I'm sort of in awe that we are part of this, that we get to be part of this, and the students that will reap the rewards of our choice on Saturday. I got to enjoy the day with my family, and it was funny to see my kids just as excited and being part of that history. So thank you, Rockland, for bringing that to fruition. Besides trying to build a new school, I've also been shopping for backpacks. Deirdre Littlefield, a friend of a friend, Kelly Gustafson is my friend. She passes them to Deirdre Littlefield. She works for Friends of Foster Care for Mass Comfort Care cases for kids in care. Since fall of 2012, she puts together or collects emergency backpacks, so we fill them. I did 2 myself with PJs, socks, underwear, toothbrushes, flashlight, outfit, and a book or a small toy. They go to children that could get taken away out of their house and not have anything for the next day or that night to sleep. So the Maroney family donated 2 backpacks for that. And we also sponsored a family for Holiday Magic. Ms. Phelps, I believe, was one of the very beginning of Holiday Magic, and I wanted to thank those ladies. We dropped off our family's toys to them last week, and Janet, Nancy, Celine, Lori, Sue, Pat, and Carolyn, I should say, are the volunteers that put Holiday Magic together. They have 100 families in Rockland this year, and it just, besides building a school, Rockland is also giving back to its own self, and I think this is the time of giving, and I'm lucky to be able to be part of that. So with that said, this is it for our meeting. until January. So we wish you a happy holiday, a happy and safe new year, and we'll see you in 2020.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, everybody.